Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be uncovering one of the biggest secrets to breaking through plateaus when you're no longer improving. This has been a question asked in the comment sections a lot and also in the past live stream. This concept has everything to do with how we retain information and learn. I'm going to use an example of what I personally do to improve and break through a plateau. Okay, so switching gears here, I have a ton of mouse pads on my screen. I've done a full video guide on these, and be sure to check out the video out and hear my thoughts on all of them. Also, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content, because I do upload 4 videos a week onto the channel. Now, when I do want to hit a brick wall, I actually use a Kovac scenario that I'm fairly comfortable with, or the one that I'm really struggling with at the moment. I then go through almost every single mouse pad and try that scenario on a new mouse pad, usually around 2 to 3 times. Then I use another mouse pad, then I try another mouse pad, then I try another mouse pad. So here's the secret. Once I'm done, I then switch back to my most preferable mouse pad and then try the scenario again. If that does not work, even taking a day away from it and trying other scenarios makes the world of difference for improving my aim. Now let's get into the concept of learning and why you plateau and why change is necessary. I mean, why does this work? I mean, we know not everyone has a mountain of mouse pads, so I'm going to talk about what you can do if you don't have, obviously, the tools and assets, because there's a lot of different things that you can change. Because even just changing your surface from one mouse pad to maybe even a cheap one is a great exercise and can be very beneficial. Let's list other variables of things you can change to learn at a more accelerated rate when you hit that plateau. Then after, discuss the concept further, why this is working. So variables to change your computer mice, change your sensitivity to a prior one or a new one to challenge yourself, change your mice feet, change the exercise routine. Then, as a check and balance, just make sure you're sitting properly. What you are effectively doing is you're making sure your brain is tested, giving it the stimuli to be more engaged, even if you think you are engaged. This is a true way of getting engaged and testing yourself. This is why in a classroom, concepts that are being taught are constantly shifted to a new exercise, a different method. It's a way of staying engaged to help you learn. Change effectively helps our memory, and memory is obviously what helps retain what we have learned. I will say, only make these variable changes when you feel very confident in your practice. Don't go just changing variables all the time. Do this exercise when you hit a brick wall or you don't feel further engaged. The concept of learning is applied to building muscle or working out. Doing the same workout routine over and over and over again is not necessarily healthy for the body, but changing up can be massively beneficial to keep your body engaged and also help muscle growth. When you're at the gym, doing the same deadlifts, of course, is going to help improve your strength, but at some point you're going to plateau and you have to look at different variables. But also, be wary of hurting yourself through too much constant repetition. Aim training and practicing is the same methodology. Applying the mental state when you're practicing is similar to the study mindset. You're actively looking to learn. But like a test, cramming a session before a big test is never going to really do you much good, because there's only so much information you can retain in just one session. You really need to let it seep into your long-term memory. Now, let's say in the comment section you happen to have an amazing short-term memory, but to apply properly all practicing concepts, you really need to seed it into your long-term memory so you retain it, and retain the right habits. Because if you're not careful, the hardcore grind can sometimes retain the wrong habits. Or your brain will pick up on a habit that you weren't trying to learn necessarily. So what you want to do is ensure your practice is efficient, and when you change variables, that they're helpful to make the gaps of what you practice so the information is not all the same, which is that stimuli that we're just talking about prior. This is really why it's important to note that stepping away or taking a day, like a workout, sometimes that day really lets all the information sink in. It's why you see people step away, come back, and sometimes they're even better than they were before. That information they were learning has finally been effectively retained. It'll do wonders for you to improve, and give this a shot. I promise you're going to find results. Note, sometimes you might sense a step backwards. Going back to your original mouse mat or sensitivity, you might feel off or not as good. This just means you broke through feeling comfortable, and now you can effectively retain and retrain better information as you practice. You are not getting worse, you just put a different comfort level on. It's like being in a hot room for a really long time. You just get used to it. But if you go from cold to hot, then back and forth, you're really going to notice a stark difference between the two. Again, the biggest takeaway from here is how you learn. Everyone learns a little differently, and that's okay. So when we think about the concept of learning, you want to take the biggest secret is to change variables, to retain the information, not to cram it all in at once. And if you are cramming, make sure that you're highly engaged and that you're passionate, of course. Don't hurt yourself. Another concept that we can talk about in a future video is what happens when you're too passionate and all you do is keep practicing and practicing, and then you have to realize the detrimental effects it can have on your aim, on your body, and why it's important to take just a step away. Just take a moment, just step away from it. Again, sorry that this specific video was delayed. Unfortunately, had an accident on Monday, had a sheet of glass fall right on my big toe and put me out of pocket all day on Monday. But again, I appreciate you guys. Look forward to tomorrow's video to share more with you guys. Always aiming for 4 videos a week. And of course, we're going to have a live stream every single Sunday. So excited to share everything I know as I continue to learn and improve what I share. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.